And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and always providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate plans, tax plans, health, nutrition, lifestyle, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goals are to make you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline. You can call or text that line with any comments, questions, anything that we can do to help you live a better life. We want to do it. Also, consumerqb.com, a plethora of information available for you on our website at consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors there, their contact information, and you really get a good feel on the website of what we're doing. We're serving our community and helping you live a better life and bringing all these different types of stories and ideas to light. And here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, we want to help you win. This segment is brought to you by The Lucky Dill. Our official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is The Lucky Dill Restaurant. It's a deli. They got the New York City bar, Brooklyn Bakery, catering, banquets as well. Home of the sandwich that ate Brooklyn. And the sandwiches are huge, and they've got some great food over there. They're at 4606 West Boy Scout Boulevard in Tampa, luckydilldeli.com. And they also have a location on US 19 in Palm Harbor. Beautiful restaurant over there as well. Always busy, always a great place to go hang out. Great environment, great, got TVs, just an awesome place to hang out. The Lucky Dill Restaurant, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, here in studio today, we got Thomas King back in studio, Florida Firearms Academy. Welcome in, sir.
Great to see you, Brandon. It's always a pleasure to be back.
Likewise. Yeah, man. Thanks for coming in. And Florida Firearms Academy, helping people understand more about their self-defense, helping them understand about concealed carry. You guys are doing a lot of good for the community over there.
That's what we do.
Yeah, man.
We do a lot of classes, about 40 different classes right now.
Wow.
And, we're an indoor shooting range, 2 sides on the range. And we're also a full armory. We custom build, and we also fix your firearms, or we just clean them for you. And it's all fun that we do for the community and everyone out there.
Awesome, man. I got to bring an old shotgun in, man. I was looking at it the other day. I couldn't tell if it was a 6 gauge, 8 gauge. I couldn't tell what the heck it was.
Bring it on in. Quincy.
Down. Yeah. I need to bring it in and let Quincy take a look at it.
Right.
It's been a little while. Alex Lima as well here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Welcome in, sir.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Excellent. BlackBelt Fitness. Tell us about it.
Well, it's we're very unique compared to other martial arts schools and gyms in the area. We started off as I'm just a certified personal trainer, but I'm also an active combat sports athlete. And we started off as just a small personal training studio, just doing one-on-one lessons, and it blew up now to where we have a full program. We do one-on-one lessons, we do kickboxing classes, we do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We have both kids and adult programs, and we also have the self-defense series that we've teamed up with Florida Firearms Academy for.
Nice, I like that. Where are you located?
5638 West Waters Avenue. We're right off Waters and Benjamin, not far from the AMC Veterans 24 movie theater. I could probably throw a football and hit the movie theater.
Nice, you got a good arm?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Yeah.
Awesome. Great. Good, man. Yeah, that's cool. So helping people with self-defense, doing that whole thing. So this is a very synergistic relationship here, and I love the idea of self-defense. I even remember, I grew up in a small town. Got into wrestling at a young age, and when I learned the wrestling that I could grapple somebody who's 6 foot, maybe weighs more than me, I had control of my body. I gained a certain amount of confidence. I still remember that, as a
and mentally
15, right. Maybe 14, 15 years old. I was, a little bit undersized, but I realized that, hey, if I can get hand control, if I can grab an ankle,
right,
I can take him to the ground, and it just really opened up my confidence a lot.
Probably helped you on the football field too.
Oh, absolutely. I loved it, going, and I was always in the weight room, making sure I was doing all I could do as like one of those overachievers, in the weight room. But yeah, I think that's a key for young people to, kind of understand that it's not just, working with what you got. If I realized that, I wasn't going to be a basketball player,
right. We all have certain attributes that
right.
we have to work with. Absolutely.
That's right. So you help people with that, with the kickboxing. So that's awesome. Kickboxing, combat sports, all types of cool things. And it's a way that, and that's another part of it too. Is like, as you age in life, I tore my ACL playing flag football. I made it through all my years of playing. I played at USF on the inaugural football team.
Awesome.
All these years of playing real football,
man.
and then I go out there and tear my ACL playing a flag football game.
It's always something silly.
Something
When you're hurt, it's
goofy.
typically something silly.
Now
Changing
I'm
a light
nervous.
bulb or something. Yeah.
Now I'm nervous to go play a pickup game of hoops or anything. I'm nervous to get involved.
It's that number that catches up to you.
That's right.
Well, there's levels to training too. Like if you come into the gym, let's say for example, you come in, you just want to do the fitness and self-defense aspect of it. You don't have to get in there and full out spar trying to get knocked out and get ready for a pro fight. So people from all walks of life can come in and train, and there's different levels to it. You can go as extreme with it as you want. If you just want to be fit and learn self-defense, that's cool. If you just want to say you do martial arts and lift weights, that's cool too.
Yeah.
But if you want to fight, we can also take you there as well.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. The ability and kind of where I was going with that too is like you jump on a treadmill, you get your, it kind of gets in that routine. You get bored with
very
it.
monotonous,
So
yeah.
I used to love going to a trainer and boxing, punching the bag a
Yeah.
little bit. Throwing some kicks in there, learning how to do some elbows, some knees.
Yeah.
That's
He has
a
to
unique
size
thing.
you up in this, though. So when someone walks in, he's got to know what level is this guy at, or what age level this person's at. So he has to take that training level to a different level for each individual person. So
Yeah.
just like what you're saying is,
Well, when people come in and try to sell you too, I was talking about this last night actually. It's like someone will come in. There's usually three types of people that come in. One person will come in and they'll downplay their experience. Like I'll be like, yeah, no, I've never trained before.
Yeah.
And then he's smashing everybody on the mat
Yeah,
just because
yeah.
he wants to be tough for a day.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's the guy that's been like, oh, I've been in 300 street fights. I'm a 24-degree orange belt or whatever it is. And the guy's absolute peanuts. He has
Right.
no fighting ability whatsoever.
That's funny.
So, and then there's the person that comes in humble and they actually want to learn and train. And those are the ones I prefer to work with.
Yeah.
Obviously.
because they listen.
Of course, they're
Right.
teachable.
They're more malleable.
They're coachable.
Just
Yeah.
like in firearms training, it's the person that says they've been shooting for 10 years, and we watch them, and we're like, wow, you're doing this so incorrectly and
Terrible
unsafe
habits,
and it's a terrible habit. They're hard to break, and when you teach them that, they go back to that same old way, and you're like, wow, you're going to hurt yourself. So stop.
It's a human trait, isn't it? I see it in real estate too.
Right.
You can see it in real estate. I've even noticed it in myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be the first to admit it. Hey, when I joined Keller Williams, my eyes were opened up to different types of trading, different ideas, different. So you always want to be a constant learner, no matter where you're
Right,
at.
it never
And
stops.
there's always have room for improvement. You
You
always
stop
have
learning, you stop growing, you stop improving.
That's right. You always have room for improvement. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're talking with Thomas King from Florida Firearms Academy, Alex Lima representing BlackBelt Fitness here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So today, we're talking a lot about health and wellness and self-defense. Thomas, we see and we've had it happen in the past. A lot of these active shooter situations.
Right.
The big debate was in school whether the teachers should carry.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's they'll leave it in their desk drawer. Some kid will grab it and go crazy. Where do you stand on that?
Well, I think we should go the same route that the government does. The government protects themselves, and
Yeah.
if you go into any courtroom, any kind of government building, there is law enforcement there, or there's people there with metal detectors, and they're carrying firearms.
Yep.
So you don't see shootings in the White House. You don't see shootings in the courtrooms. You don't, because they have to stop this threat at the door. It's the same exact thing for any kind of place. If you're going to break into my house, I'm going to stop you at the door. I'm not going to let you come through my door and attack my family.
Right.
I'm going to make sure that I can do the same exact thing. If you stop the threat at the door, you minimize casualties or anything that this guy maybe could even have stopped any kind of threat. So
Right.
they already apprehend this guy, take him down, whatever they have to do. Because we all know here, sitting in this room, the only thing that can stop a bad guy is a good guy with a gun.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that's going to happen unless a good guy shows up with a firearm.
Good guy, yeah.
Exactly. And then that's the only way. Or police maybe 10 minutes out. That's a lot of people that can get hurt.
Yeah.
And that's a good guy with a gun. So that's the only way it should happen.
That's right. What's the best way to carry? What's the best, like for real estate agents, carry it in your purse. It's got to be right there. I know you make these slings. I think I've even seen them in your shop. These
Shoulder holsters.
Yeah, they'll
right.
go inside the purse. I mean,
Right.
what's the best way to carry? Because that's what I feel with myself. Sometimes I'm wearing suits. It's not as, I don't have loose jeans on.
Right. Well,
Whatever's
I
gonna
always
have your weapon on you, right?
Right.
You know,
I always say on your person. So
Yeah.
a lot of people, they have nowhere to put it except for a purse. If that's your last option, then that's your last option.
Right.
But I would just say on your person.
Yeah.
And I would say concealed, because if you have it open carrying, and some people do open carry depending on where you're going or what you're doing, you're legally allowed to do that.
In Florida, you
In
are?
Florida, if you're going fishing, hunting, camping to a shooting range, you could basically put an AR-15 on your back and you're going to your shooting range. You're going to get pulled over, and you're going to probably get some heat for it, but in the law it says that you're legally allowed to do
Some
that.
gun shows too, right?
I didn't
And
know
gun
that.
shows, yes.
But you can't do it just going to breakfast at a restaurant.
No, you cannot stop on the way. You can't go get food or gas. But anyways, if you are open carrying, then you are putting a target on yourself. Because if I was a bad guy, he's looking for who has a firearm here. Who do I need to stop first? And especially looking for a badge or a police officer. I'm going to stop that guy because I know he has a firearm.
Right.
So concealed carry is the best way for you for your element of surprise.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so when you look at the ability that we have, that the rights that we have now, it kind of gets scary when you have these different elections coming up, the different talks about certain left or the right. You go. We're not a political show here, but one thing I would recommend for people to do is go get your concealed permit license while you still can.
Absolutely.
Because there's you never know what's going to happen, in the future. So get that concealed permit, carry it on you, and just be safe. At minimum, carry it in your vehicle.
And most people don't know. Can I get a concealed weapon permit? Well, if you're not a felon, you're over 21, yes, you can get one. And having a concealed weapon permit allows you, if you came into my store today and you purchased a firearm, you take it home that day. So you already have the ability. Now in Hillsborough, they passed a law saying you have to wait 5 business days now before you can take home your firearm if you don't have a CWP. So.
Wow. Yeah. So there's extra advantages that I didn't even realize there. All right. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Thomas King in the house, Florida Firearms Academy, Alex Lima as well, BlackBelt Fitness here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we have a feel-good story of the day is a good one as well. We've got a city bus driver stops to help cars stuck in snow on train tracks right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. Ian back.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm the owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We're helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. Published author and a professional speaker as well. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. This is the prequel to the business that we launched with Ken Shamrock, the WWF legend, the UFC Hall of Famer, Ken Shamrock, on the Business Growth Celebrity Academy as well, bgca.co. Check out our website, bgca.co, for that information as well. And we've got Thomas King in the house, Fla Firearms Academy, Alex Lima, BlackBelt Fitness here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Before we jump back into this great content, I want to tell you about a couple of hot real estate property listings. 7911 Jackson Springs Road in Tampa. This is a great opportunity. It's in Town and Country, kind of by that Hillsborough Sheldon Memorial intersection, just to the east of that. Jackson Springs is a great opportunity. It's a property that is new to the market. It's got a large backyard. It's got partially upgraded renovations on the inside, and the owner's motivated, wants to make a deal here. 7911 Jackson Springs Road in Tampa. It's a nice real estate property. And we also have 9th Avenue in Safety Harbor. This is vacant land, so we got a vacant land opportunity in Safety Harbor. If you want to build a custom home, build a home, 9th Avenue, Safety Harbor. Build your dream house in charming Safety Harbor, and you've got close proximity to shopping, restaurants, banking, Clearwater Beach close by as well, and easy access to the airports. Great opportunities, great real estate opportunities here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And this segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Is Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the show. And they have I had a first class experience whenever they came over and they did our move just last week. They had 6 strong young men coming up, 2 trucks. They wrapped all the furniture. They kept coming up asking, Mr. Brandon, where do you want this box? Where do you want this box? That way they're not just dropping it in the middle of your room and leaving. These guys did a great job. Brothers Easy Moving is the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, and they hold a 4.6 rating on Google, the highest in the Tampa Bay area. They have an A rating with the Better Business Bureau, an A rating on Angie's List, and a 4.5 rating on Yelp. Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we are here in studio. Our goal is to help you win, help you understand more about your different buying decisions. Today we're talking about self-defense, talking about concealed carry and martial arts and all kinds of good stuff here. So Thomas, let's talk about some of these events you got coming up.
Well, Alex over here, he's also doing free classes at Fla Firearms Academy. The last month was street and home defense. The last one that he just did, there was a escape concepts. And this one you got coming up is called
A Ground Fighting 101. What do you do when the fight actually gets taken to the ground?
That's free. That's a
Totally
whole free class. And you know what? They get a lot of people that show up for this. These are amazing things that he can teach you for free.
I like that. Yeah, and how long has it been since you polished up on those skills? You know what I mean?
Last night.
Right.
I'm
talking about for people out there. Yeah. So how long has it been since you polished up, right?
Yeah.
So Ground Fighting 101, hour and a half?
About an hour and a half.
Yep.
I typically go until the lesson is over. I don't go just because time is done. If you need another 5 minutes to learn something that I feel will help you and benefit you, then I'll spend the extra time with you.
That's one of the things is if you've never done anything like this, if someone like the escape concepts we just did, if someone came up behind you and grabbed you in a chokehold to throw you in a car or kidnap you,
right?
If you've never experienced anything or what to do, your mind doesn't know, so it gives up. So when you learn this,
Yep.
you'll know what to do. So
yeah, and it happens. That's the big thing too. Is that it happens. I participated in a University of Tampa had a internship fair, and I just happened to sit next to the lady that was representing one of the human trafficking organizations who fight that, and she was telling me Florida's number 3 in the United States, and she was going through the stats with me, and I was like, wow, most people don't realize that.
They don't advertise that.
Right.
Yeah. It's really bad.
You don't see the Visit Tampa Bay advertising that, right?
Exactly.
The convention centers they don't have that banner up. They left that one out. But when you look at we're a port city. We have a port, we have water, we have it's a big hub with I-75, I-4. Right. One of the biggest hubs in the United States. So you look at the opportunities there for criminals. Criminals understand that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they make it an easy target for all of us because we don't know defense. A lot of people don't carry a firearm. They don't go through training, even basic training. If you own a firearm, please take basic training on a firearm because you could hurt yourself or someone else. So
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to Florida Firearms Academy, convenient location right on Tampa Road, Hillsborough Road.
Hillsborough Road, right?
Yep,
right,
Hillsborough
right
Road.
by the flea market. We're in between the flea market and West Chase.
Yep, right there. It's in that industrial plaza, and they got awesome location, and you can go in there and you can shoot almost any type of gun, right?
Just about up to a 308 because we are an indoor range.
Yep.
And if you want to shoot the big giant guns, then you should probably go outside to do the 1,000-yard range. So.
Yeah, that's nuts. So we got the event coming up. This is the Ground Fighting 101, 29th of this month.
Last Friday of the month. The last
Friday.
Friday of every month is when I do the free
How do they sign up?
seminars.
They sign up on your webpage.
You can either go through the Facebook page, or you can go BlackBelt Fitness and Martial Arts Club, or you can Florida Firearms Academy as well. They have a calendar listed of events that you can click on and reserve a spot for as well.
Awesome. Our producer Rob has it pulled up now. So if you look at the all types, you got a huge party on the 24th.
Right. Huge party. We have the free youth firearms. That's for kids' safety. And then you have your ground fight right over here on the 29th. So also what we're doing for senior citizens, because we do it for the kids 5 and up, we teach them firearms training. They get free firearm rental, free ammo, free target. Everything's free. We're doing this for seniors 50 and up because we know a lot of people are at home by themselves. They can't protect themselves. They've always wanted or interested in purchasing a firearm, but they just are scared of using it. So we're offering a free class. We're going to do it once a month. They're going to get free firearm rental, free instructor, free class range, free RO, free range fee, free ammo, free target fee. Everything is free. You're gonna If you come in with $1, you're going to walk out with your $1. So you're going to learn a lot, and that's going to be March the 10th from 4 to 6 p.m. And actually, I'll be the one instructing that class. So I'll be one-on-one with you, teaching you firearm safety and knowledge and how to shoot a firearm, how to load it, and do it correctly. So
yeah, that's a lot of fun. You go over there, and it's just a great environment. They're very supportive. Everybody in there is just very helpful. A lot of former veterans, a lot of former military or police and sheriff department folks in there.
Right.
Why don't you talk about your staff a little bit?
So these guys, we had Employee Appreciation Day last week. So I love the guys. They're always doing good things for us, and the members that we have are amazing. So I wanted to buy them all lunch, and I gave them all free ammo for the day. I said, just go out and have a blast today. So they were all excited and happy, and people that were off came in and said, heck yeah. So the guy, Bo, down the street, he has one of these restaurants, and I said, hey, I want to purchase all this food and feed everybody today. He's like, yeah. So he brings in this whole thing. I didn't even know what it was. There's all kinds of food, and I said, well, I didn't order all this. He's like, don't worry about it. It's free on me today.
Oh, wow.
That's the people that we have right there, because we all help each other out. Like Alex and I, we're helping each other out because we're a local business and we want to help each other out. So.
That's right. Support the local economy. That's a big theme of this show as well, especially when it comes to, mortgage lending, the real estate side of business. Everything is so hyper local when it comes to real estate. And Thomas King with Florida Firearms Academy, when you talk about, the ability to protect your house, to protect your community that you live in, because it's people don't get this training in school. Let's start there, right?
I wish they did. They used to.
Did they really?
Oh yeah, firearms training.
Wow.
I started shooting at 5 and went to a school of shooting. So
wow,
right?
Unbelievable. And so, what is the best way to react if you happen to be in a situation? Let's say you're walking into the mall or you're at a sports event, and all of a sudden you hear gunshots. What do you do, Thomas?
You keep calm. And there's a couple things. We offer a active shooter class, but there are a few things that you should know off the top of your head, and it's basically logical. Where's it coming from? Go in the other direction. Get whoever you have with you, your friends, family, make sure that they're safe. Get away from the situation. Unless you're a law enforcement or you're some kind of military training and you want to stop this guy, that is completely on you. Now remember, if you don't have that kind of training and you try to shoot this guy and you hit someone else, every bullet that leaves your firearm, you're held accountable for. So instead of being a hero, now you're a murderer. You just shot someone else.
Wow.
So make sure you have training. Make sure you know what to do. Make sure you know how to protect yourself and your family. And the way that you should do it is always try to get away from the threat. Make sure you hide the people that you care most about. Make sure they're safe and make sure they're protected.
Now, on that note as well, Thomas, is there a Good Samaritan rule? Is there a Good Samaritan law that people should be aware of?
Well, I don't quote laws or go over laws because I'm not an attorney, but I would say if it was me there and a bad guy is trying to hurt someone, I always say honor, respect, carry, and protect. And I will try to do what I can to protect good people in this community from an evil person that may have mental issues.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and unfortunately, that's probably a large part of these mass shootings, these situations that happen is, people being over-medicated, wrongly medicated. We're throwing lithium and metals into these people's,
Right.
bodies and calling it, all these different types of names that they call it now, like restless leg syndrome, all these different crazy names.
Right.
That's, so a lot of it, there's a lot of effects, a lot of effects that you can point at, but ultimately it's up to you to protect your family. And, Florida Firearms Academy right on Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa there can help you with that. Lots of great classes, lots of opportunities, shooting range. They've got, you can purchase there as well. You can also rent guns, I believe.
Rent 70 different firearms. Now, all our members get to try them for free. But the big thing that we're letting people know this month is if you come in on the what was that date? The big party. I think it's the 24th. Yeah,
24th.
At 9 to 12, we're giving away an AR-15. We're giving away shotgun, pistols, memberships. Shooters Tampa Bay will be there. It's going to be crazy, free food, all that good stuff.
Wow, that's a good day to go visit. It's the 24th. Awesome. All right, stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, more from our expert contributors. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by Platinum MVP Team at Keller Williams Realty, #1 real estate company in the world, and real excited to be a member of that team. Now, this segment is brought to you by the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Is the Bilmar Beach Resort on beautiful Treasure Island, located on Gulf Boulevard, and it's filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. They've got 2 pools on site, Sloppy Joe's restaurant and bar. They've got what Clyde Smith, the general manager, calls a 2-beer beach. It's going to take you 2 beers to walk all the way to the beach, depending on your pace. But go check them out. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Bilmar Beach Resort, Treasure Island, Florida. A great hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. They got special incentives and offers just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Give them a call, book a reservation, let them know that you heard them here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we want to help you win in any marketplace. 207 Coronado Drive in Clearwater Beach. This is a beautiful property listing. I've got $3.5 million listing. This is great for an entrepreneur, business developer, someone that's looking for a great opportunity in Clearwater Beach. Now, it's located right across the street from the Wyndham Grand, $100+ million property, adjacent to the Hyatt. And it's right across the street from the Pier 60, right on Clearwater Beach, the #1 beach in the world. And it's just voted again #1 beach as well. The Clearwater Beach, great opportunity here in Tampa Bay. Also, 7424 4th Street North. It's got a gas station here in 7424 4th Street North. Another commercial asset listing of Platinum MVP Team, Keller Williams Realty. That's a great opportunity for someone that's looking to move, maybe relocate their mechanic shop. There's a couple of bays in there as well. They've got service bays. Great opportunity for someone in that business. Corner lot just located north of downtown Clearwater, or St. Petersburg, and it's a great opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, in studio today we got Thomas King, Fla Firearms Academy, Alex Lima as well, BlackBelt Fitness. And Alex, you got quite a resume here, man. Martial Arts Club. You've got a secondary degree black belt in some type of karate. Yeah, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt, 10 years submission, personal trainer, 12 years as a first responder, paramedic. Thanks for your service with that. Just awesome stuff, man. So multiple state champion, national, international fighting champion as well. That's awesome, man. Quite a resume, dude.
A busy guy. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's impressive.
Yeah, very cool, man. What was your toughest fight?
Ooh. My toughest fight was probably in 2016 in Baltimore. I did a Sanchow kickboxing tournament. It was for a national title, and I had to fight. That was back to back. I had to fight 2 guys in one day, full contact.
Wow.
So it was literally hours apart, and I broke my foot actually during the first fight, and I don't know, I'm not a punk, so I stayed for the second one.
Jeez.
So I ended up getting a silver medal. So I got second. I lost on by decision, but I don't know. I watched the fight. I think I won, and most people think I won too. So
it came.
I'd love to run it back again if we had a chance to do it.
Yeah. Man, so you had a broken foot.
Yeah, man.
Wow. That's like Karate Kid right there, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
I didn't.
tough,
You know,
man.
the thing is that the adrenaline's pumping. I didn't realize it really until later on, and we were sitting at the airport to fly back to Tampa, and I'm looking down at my leg, and I'm like, why does my ankle look so swollen?
Wow.
And I took off my shoe, and my foot was blowing up. Yeah, the metatarsals, the bones on the top of the foot. Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, oh well, I guess I broke my foot.
Yeah, man. So now you're taking that same energy that you put into your career.
Yeah.
Now you're putting that into helping others.
Always. That's always the goal. Yeah.
And you talked about bully-proofing kids. I think that's a big area that we should discuss here.
Yeah. So my kids program is specifically geared toward. Although we do train somewhat for sport, our style of training, unlike a lot of other gyms, we don't train specifically for sport. We train for real self-defense. Mm-hmm. The only thing is when you go to compete in a sport, we just have to dial back the rules. Now, there are certain things I obviously can't do in a sanctioned fight than versus like a street fighter, against a bully. So like with kids, for example, the children's program, I don't teach them right away to go down and choke a kid out or break their arm. We try to de-escalate first. We take them down if we have to, use control positions, wrestling pins, that you probably be familiar with. And then, but I tell the kids at the same time too, you are not to stand there and be somebody's punching bag either.
Yeah.
Your parents are paying me to teach you how to defend yourself. You must defend yourself.
Yeah.
So we try to stop them. We hold them. If it keeps escalating, well, then we go to striking and going for like joint locks and things like that. Mm-hmm. But we try to hold them down and call for a teacher, call for help first.
Yeah.
And I always tell the parents, I'm like, look, if your principal has a problem with the way you handle the situation, I will personally go down to the school and talk to your principal and explain to them why you handled the situation the way that you did.
Yeah, that's a great point because kids,
they're scared to get in trouble too.
Yeah, exactly. It's a development part, and it's going to, the habits that they learn at that age, it can literally affect them in their 30s, 40s. Yeah,
absolutely.
So when it comes to a kid that's, being taken advantage of or bullied around the school, do you have any success stories where maybe someone, came back and said, hey, this is what we did, Alex? Did you have anything like that happen?
I do. I have a couple of students actually. Unfortunately, bullying's a real problem. It's a thing that happens, and I do have parents that come to me afterwards. Like there's a kid that I trained probably like 10 years ago. And the father reached out to me and was like, hey, I never got to tell you the story, but my daughter was being picked on in school. Some kid like cut her hair. Like it was a big deal.
Wow.
And finally she had enough was enough, and she stood up and she remembered, everything I showed her, and she told the kid to stop. Kid didn't stop. She put him on the ground. It was a boy. She put a boy down.
Wow.
Kid crying and everything. And
Imagine.
And she did not get in trouble for that. Her parents, in fact, they commended her for what she did, the way she handled the situation. I'm super proud of her too.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
She was a star that day.
Yeah. I mean, that's so empowering. Can you imagine that? Like, you go from being a victim to not being a victim, like
to being a star.
At any point in your life, it's so empowering to carry that with you now.
Yeah, because again, it's not taught in school. You don't
not.
really, and most kids don't get it at home. I was brought up in an athletic family, so I had a little bit of that.
Sure.
But even then, it's just what your parents know.
Yes, and there's a certain grit and mental toughness and preparedness for life that you can only get through doing combat sports like wrestling, boxing, kickboxing, things like that. It really does prepare you for other facets of your life,
Right, how so?
Well, because you build that fighter mentality. You're no longer a victim, so you build that subconsciously and consciously that you're not going to be bullied no matter what is coming at you in life, whether it's your life is overwhelming or someone is coming at you a certain way with aggressiveness, negative energy, whatever it is. You're now a fighter. You train to be a fighter, so you know how you're. And when it comes to oppression, you're gonna stand up and rise because that's what you've been training for.
Yeah,
You're given great power there.
It is.
I love it. I look back to, even in my small town, I grew up in a small town. My dad was from a neighboring town, but they had a tradition of winning in football. And, he brought that over to our team, who the year before we lost a lot of games. Then we went to the national championship for Pop Warner football very next year. So he won 80, turned us around. And it's like you said, the confidence that you have at that point, now you're a winner. Now you expect to win.
Winning is a habit.
And you're not going to let anybody push you around.
Winning is a habit.
The drive.
Yeah.
Just like with firearms, too, the honor that my dad taught me and the respect that you have with a firearm, if you just grab it, playing with it, you are not doing this firearm justice or yourself, and you'll probably wind up hurting yourself. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to be careful, like you said, of how you store the firearm. How if you pull it out, you got to, you got to be ready to use it, right? If you pull it out.
And that's the problem. People don't have training in this, and most people that purchase a firearm and they don't train with it, they get the firearm taken away from them and they use it against them. So that's the classes that we teach: how to not have this firearm taken away from you, how to do it correctly, how to protect yourself, home defense classes. These are the things that are really important if you own a firearm. Yeah,
absolutely. So we're talking with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Also, Alex Lima, owner of BlackBelt Fitness. He's located at 5638 West Waters Avenue in Tampa.
Correct.
And Thomas has Florida Firearms Academy on Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa, kind of close to the racetrack and the flea market there, and between West Chase, right there on the north side of Hillsborough Road. So lots of events, lots of opportunities for our listeners to get involved and just understand more about how they can defend themselves. And I love the idea of going into a place, learning self-defense at the same time, staying in shape, lowering your cholesterol, lowering your blood pressure. I mean, you're going to work up a sweat when you go in there.
Well, that and your fitness level is also a weapon. You know what I'm saying? If you take a fat lion in the wild that's lethargic and slow, it's most likely going to be killed by some other predator. Versus a lion that is fit and in shape, that lion's always going to be a lion. It's going to be trouble.
That's right.
You're not going to mess with them.
You're not going to mess with them, I mean, fitness is a weapon, especially when we're talking about like high-level competition. Everybody has the same amount of knowledge at that point.
Right.
It typically is going to come down to who makes the mistake first and who's in better shape.
Yeah.
So being fit is absolutely a weapon.
Big time.
Even someone who's never had training, a guy that's let's say a 230-pound bodybuilder, super fit, that guy's still going to be a hard fight for you.
Yeah.
He's still going to be a hard fight.
Like Ken Shamrock.
Big guy, dude. Yeah, much respect to Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, man.
And he's a winner though, so he's always had that mentality. He's learned it, and that carries out.
He's a beast.
All this kind of training carries out into any kind of career you have because you feel like a winner. You won't feel like a victim. You will know how to protect yourself and your family, and that's the most important thing.
You won't freeze. You will fight back.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you look at the ability to protect yourself, both hand-to-hand combat, carrying a gun if you need it, pulling that gun out, at what point do you flip the script and say, okay, hands aren't working here. I've got multiple assailants coming after me. It's okay to pull the gun and fire.
When your life is in threat and you feel like it could be taken from you, then that's when you really need to fight back. Whether you have a firearm or not, whether you have training or not, you will dig deep down. If you don't have the training, you're going to try to figure out a way.
Yep.
But if you have the training, it's going to make it a lot easier. So.
Yeah. The flip side with that is a firearm is obviously, if you're trained with it, can be the definitive answer to neutralize a threat.
Right.
But in the event that you miss, you cannot get to your firearm or it gets taken away from you. You better have something else.
Right.
You need other tricks. You need something that to at least get you back to your weapon, or to be able to neutralize a threat without it.
That's right. Yep. All right, stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, we're going to talk more about some of these top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom from our expert contributors here in studio. And we have our feel-good story of the day as well. City bus driver stops to help car stuck in the snow on train tracks. Stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
House or condo?
House. This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leave on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show and the owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We're helping you sell your real estate for the most amount of money. We're helping buyers shop with the right comparables, making sure they're getting the best deal. And, of course, agents, we're helping you grow your business, grow your sphere of influence multiple ways through our unique business model with Keller Williams Realty and the Platinum MVP team. All right, every day we're going to tell you something positive in our Feel Good segment.
Tell me something good.
City bus driver stops to help car stuck in snow on train tracks. So in Milwaukee, This bus driver and her passengers worked together to move a car stuck in the snow in the middle of the train tracks. So surveillance footage shows the bus driver, Shanika Merrill, saying somebody needs to get out and help that person off the tracks. That's very dangerous. Merrill then stopped the bus, got out and helped along with the passenger. Then one by one, more passengers got off the bus to help her push the car off the tracks. And here's a quote from the driver. The lady, bless her heart, stopped her bus and was worried about me, the driver of the car said in a press release. She gathered everyone so she could be, they pushed me off the snow until I regained traction. This wonderful deed made such a great impact on me. Thank you. You are the reason I got to work today to help save lives. Feel good story of the day. Good stuff. Always telling you something positive here on the show. And I want to let you know about a hot real estate property listing that we've got here in St. Petersburg. This one's 165 23rd Avenue in St. Petersburg. This is a great opportunity. It's a corner lot, double lot, and it's a motivated seller here. Just a 7-minute walk to Lassing Park in the area just south of downtown St. Petersburg. Just a beautiful real estate property that we have here in Tampa Bay. We've got 7400 Sun Island Way as well. 7400 Sun Island is a 55-plus community. We're having open house over there this weekend as well. Great opportunity to get involved with the real estate space with PlatinumMVPTeam.com. PlatinumMVPTeam.com. Hot real estate property listings. And this segment is brought to you by WholeBodyFuel.com. The official meal delivery service of the Consumer Quarterback Show is WholeBodyFuel.com. Chef Brian Adamo and his team, Kevin and the team, they do a great job over there. Convenient, healthy, organic meals delivered directly to your home or office. WholeBodyFuel.com. Check them out. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the show. All right, in studio today, we got Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, Alex Lima as well, BlackBelt Fitness here in the area. So I love these success stories. That's one thing maybe we could talk a little bit about.
That was an amazing story.
That's a great success story. Thomas, maybe talk about somebody that came in at the Firearms Academy. They didn't have much skill. They developed over the days.
Well, we have a lot of people that come in that, they've taken classes actually, and so they said, hey, I want to do the competitions. We have people that are in their 70s out there doing competitions with us. It's $20 to do the competition. Last one we just did was you're getting robbed at an ATM. We teach you, that covers the class, the instructions, the range fee, the targets, everything. So you go out there and you're timed and you're scored on it, and we teach you how to move and shoot multiple targets, malfunction drills, reloads, running through these rooms, shooting bad guys, bowling pins, still targets, balloons, whatever it was that we set up there. And they're having a blast with this. So they feel so much more confident. The people that come in to say, hey, I need to buy a firearm today. I really have to have a firearm. Please get me a firearm. We always ask, well, what do you need it for? What happened to you?
Yeah.
And they have the craziest stories. And I never see these stories on the news or anything.
Right.
People kick their doors in while they're there. They robbed them. They held them at gunpoint. And these are people that live alone by themselves. So they're terrified. So I said, if you are going to get a firearm, please get firearm training. Don't just buy the firearm, because it's going to be used against you if you don't know what you're doing.
Right. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
A lot of crazy stories.
A lot of home invasions happen that people don't realize.
I know that if you're not, like, I have cameras up, I have motion lights up, I have a security, alarm. If you don't have these things, a lot of people don't have these. So the best thing they say to put up is beware of dog sign. If you don't have that, because bad guys don't like dogs. Also, they said they did this poll in the jailhouse, what was the most deterrent thing for you to stay away from this house? And they said it was because the bathroom light was on. No other light. When your bathroom light's on, they say, oh, well, they really think someone's there. So
wow, interesting.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah, we just got a ADT system installed in our home, and it's awesome. You can manage it from your smartphone. Right. It tells you what doors open. So yeah, take those precautions. Be safe out there. What about you, Alex? Another success story, or anything else you want to talk about?
Probably two come to mind. One is just last month I taught a SPC. St. Pete College reached out to me, the Clearwater campus. I worked with Women on the Way, and I did a women's only self-defense seminar. We had 40 plus women out there. It was really awesome. After the event, it was about an hour and a half, 2-hour event. After the event, a woman, a couple people actually confided in me. I don't want to disclose too much information, but that they were actually attacked in the past.
Wow.
And they wish they would have known this stuff before, and they cried, hugged me, thanked me for now, because they felt like they were empowered now that they're not going to be a victim again.
I love it.
And then the other thing, I love it too, man. That's why I do it. And the other thing is to kids and adults, to when I train someone and I see them go from being like a complete introvert and then getting that confidence level built up, and then seeing them do these amazing things on and off the mat, it does affect you. It stays with you. The lessons that you learn in training.
And you get them to compete too, or?
I never push anyone into competition. I always highly encourage it, because you learn a lot about yourself through competition.
Yep.
So I encourage it. But I don't force anyone to do it. But yeah, I'm trying to I'm getting my kids and some adults now trying to put together a competition team to start taking over. So
nice, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so the competition, just especially when you're one-on-one on the mat, just one-on-one on the mat or in the ring.
You can't blame somebody for dropping the ball or missing the pass. That's this guy. You are training as a team, but when you fight, when you go at it, it's one-on-one. It's all on me.
That's right.
All on you.
Yeah, and it just really, I remember freshman year, wrestling and dropping a little bit of weight, going to, I think I wrestled at 119. But yeah, you get on the mat, and back then they do where you wrestle in front of the whole school.
Oh yeah.
At 3 o'clock. I don't remember how that
no
was.
pressure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. All your friends are watching, family.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then I was, even at 119, I was wrestling seniors at the time. I'm like, man, I'm 15 years old. These guys are seniors.
Yeah, that's
impressive. That's a big difference, know. But you have that confidence that you develop over time.
But look, those lessons stay with you. I mean, look, you still remember those things, how you felt, what you went through, the struggle.
That's
whatever
right.
I love it.
Yeah, I remember. The being in shape thing is the big thing, especially with wrestling. It's all about hand control. So I just remember at the end, my forearms were so tired.
And it's a lot harder than it looks. 5 minutes on the mat with somebody is a lot tougher than it looks.
That's
when you're a
long
spectator.
time.
Dude, it feels like an hour. Like you're literally, your heart is pounding out your chest. You're sucking wind. It's rough.
What was it? 2-minute rounds back then? 2-minute rounds?
Probably they were like 2-3 minute rounds. Something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it goes.
Yeah, we do. So we do depending, like when we do submission wrestling, they're usually 5-minute rounds. Some are 10-minute rounds, and we actually have some of the submission only that you basically you can go for like 45 minutes straight sometimes until somebody's a winner, and if you're not a winner, then it's
45
a draw.
minutes.
I've seen some crazy fights, man. They go for a long time. Sometimes we do that. We just turn the timer off and we just go for as long as we can in the gym.
We were talking about that with Ken here back in the day. Whenever, like you had mentioned, you had 2 fights in one day.
Yeah.
When the UFC first started,
tournament format like
they
that.
went back to back to back, and then and of course the rumor is they gave Gracie the lighter side of the what do you call it, the brackets.
Yeah, it's amazing. Ken is actually, it's so funny that Ken works with you and stuff now, because he actually kind of was somewhat of an inspiration to me, because I remember watching the first UFC, and it really was a turning point in my life. Him and Hoist Gracie and the feuds and battles that they have.
He was an inspiration to everyone.
Dude, he's a monster, and just to see those guys, very empowering. I was a little kid watching this stuff, and I'm like, man, to see 2 guys step up to each other like that and see who's the best guy that day, like that, obviously that really stuck with me.
Isn't it neat too to see the different styles?
And how it's evolved and everything. Yeah, man, it's amazing.
Well, you got the Hulk against this little guy,
no weight classes, no gloves at that point. Like it was a real fight at that point.
And it was not quite fair either. They made Ken take off his wrestling boots. That was his signature, and they let Gracie wear the gi.
He had the gi on, so he couldn't slip away.
Completely
he used it
unfair
to maintain friction. Yeah,
that's
I remember
right.
that.
Unfair, and it ended up choking him, I believe, with that gi.
Yeah.
It's funny to hear Ken tell that story. He says, man, I show up to this guy wearing pajamas. He's wearing pajamas, and I got to fight this guy in pajamas. But he, kind of went into it.
Yeah, but there are many cases where Ken put the whipping on other people. So he more than made up for that. So,
many more.
Yeah,
it's awesome. And then, he talked about how when he went to WWF, his body took more of a beating in the WWF than it did in the
show
UFC.
Stuff.
Yeah,
wow,
exactly.
Yeah,
because it was they had to kind of just do the rehearsed thing,
go through the falls, take the hit.
Trusting those guys to yeah, it's interesting.
That's awesome.
Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy. Let's do some parting words of advice, man. Give me some nuggets to leave our listeners.
Words of advice would be, I do have a suppressor party coming up too, so you do get a suppressor. But my words of advice is, you are basically the first responder for you and your family. So get the firearms training or get hand-to-hand combat training. Get some kind of training, because you are the first one there that's going to be able to defend yourself and your family.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alex Lima?
Yeah, don't be a crappy person. Be a good person. That's a general rule I try to live by. And then also, like Thomas is saying, like, whether you come train with me at BlackBelt Fitness or you come to Florida Firearms Academy or you don't, get some training somewhere, because in the end, inevitably, it is your responsibility alone to protect yourself and to protect your family.
Right.
Don't rely on someone coming to save you. It's on you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's you're planning to fail if you do that.
Absolutely.
If you allow other people to take control of your
destiny,
your safety. Yeah, absolutely. It's something that you want to really be prepared for. Especially you look at it if you got a family now. If you're a new father, or you've got a family. That's on you, man.
What's an hour and a half of your life to protect your family or to consistently do it, to get better and better mentally and physically.
Yep.
I mean, an hour and a half of your life to become something greater.
That's right.
That's a small sacrifice to make.
That's right. FFAtampa.com. Check out the calendar of events there. They got some really cool stuff. March 10th, they've got an event. They've got the giveaway, the big day party. It's going to be the 24th, 9 to 12. They got a suppressor party coming up as well. And Alex Lima also has a Groupon going on out there right now. Check out some of his cool stuff that he's got offered for his location, BlackBelt Fitness on West Waters Avenue in Tampa. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food or clothing. Carry it with you to and from your commute. Hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community, and help out, volunteer your time, maybe at a food bank, maybe donate some blood. There's a lot of things you can do to make a small difference and be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show. Weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.